And a good morning to you. Welcome. It's Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick coming to you from the Student Memorial Union on the campus of Northwest Kansas Technical College in Goodland, Kansas. Yep, we're making the final round of our tour of our sponsors here on Martin, Jeff, and Farmchick. Our show is being brought to you by Northwest Tech, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, The Insurance Agency, Elliott's Home Furnishings, and Eckland Insurance, LLC. Here on Eagle Cable Channel 10, KLOE AM Radio, and streaming from our Facebook page, Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, it's Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Martin.
Good morning, Jeff.
And we're chickless today.
We're chickless. She's doing her community service.
Well, because of that speeding ticket, or
yeah, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't mean real community service.
Right. Well, no, just
helping out our community.
She's always doing something good.
I like about it. She's doing community service. That's funnier.
But we do have a selection of very important people here at Northwest Tech. We're here to talk a little bit about the big wrestling tournament coming up, and I want to get the title of this tournament correct. The West Central District Wrestling Qualifier Tournament coming up this Saturday, February 10th, at the Max Jones Fieldhouse here in Goodland, and kind of set the tone and start things out. We're going to visit with the president of Northwest Kansas Technical College, Ben Shears. Ben, welcome to our little show here. And thank you for having us here. We're sitting here amongst in the dining room at the cafeteria here at Northwest Tech, and it's probably going to get pretty busy here in a little bit, right?
It will be, yeah. Appreciate the invitation and letting us hop on the show for a little bit. Yeah, nice and quiet in the cafeteria at the moment, but you give it about 15 or 20 more minutes and they'll be flooding in here to get some food. So
that's great, and this college has really come a long way over the past several years, and I think this year with this tournament taking place, the Max Jones Fieldhouse is it doesn't get any better than this. First ever college wrestling tournament in Goodland, Kansas at the Max Jones Fieldhouse. Right?
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal for us because this is the first postseason event that we've had the opportunity to host through the college. And wrestling, I believe, was the very first sport that we brought on back in 2010. So this is a really unique opportunity for us. Like I said, 7 or 8 years of having athletics, and for us to be able to bring 10 of the top wrestling programs in the state out here to Goodland to wrestle in Max Jones. What a great place to wrestle. I mean, you couldn't pick a better facility for us to be able to host this event.
It goes all the way back, believe it or not, to when I was in high school, which I'm not even going to say how long ago that was.
I won't ask.
And we had state tournaments here that were people thought were the greatest, and now we've got the opportunity to have our first college tournament, and a week after that, a high school regional wrestling tournament. Yeah. So lots of activity at our beautiful Max Jones Fieldhouse. Now, athletic director Roy Kling is with us, and I suppose we should ask you first and foremost, how did it come about that the college was able to get this tournament here?
So we're originally it was supposed to be at Arkansas Baptist Junior College. I'm down in Arkansas, and I don't know what happened down there, but they couldn't host this year. So Mike Sadler, the men's director of the conference, contacted all the ADs and coaches and asked if anybody else would want to step up and host the tournament. And in the rotation, we were next in line anyway for next year. So they decided just to go ahead and move that on up. We also I sent in hotel information, restaurant information for Goodland, pictures of the Max, all our facilities to let them know that we could host this. And I talked to Marty Lehman over at USD 352, and he was able to move around some things, so we were able to host. He's like, whatever we need to do to get this done, to get this in town, he's willing to help. So big thank you to them to be able to host, allow us to be able to host this tournament and move around some things for us. But we sent in all this, and then all of the coaches voted on it. Athletic directors said yes. It was almost unanimous that everybody selected Northwest Tech to be the host for the tournament. So
wow. Coach Michael Sabali, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, us getting that tournament, and it has a lot to do with Brad and Rory and Ben. They're being humble about this, but they got us into the Jayhawk Conference this year, and that was huge for the college, and it allowed them to bring us back. We had gotten shipped to a different district last year, and we're competing outside of the region, so they built some relationships. They made presentations to all the athletic directors and all the presidents to get us into the Jayhawk Conference. And so they brought us back into the region this year, which wasn't an easy task either. They didn't want to let us in originally either. So, they did a lot of legwork to get us back in there and put us in a spot where we could host this. And, it's appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of that and what they've done for the college and athletics to help grow it and put us in a chance that we can compete for region and conference championships now.
Coach, have you wrestled in the field house yet? As your team wrestled over there?
Last year we wrestled with Goodland High School. We wrestled Wentworth Military Academy when they wrestled Oberlin, and actually we shut out Wentworth there. So we have never lost an individual match there. If we could keep that going this weekend, I'd be so happy.
That would be a great goal to achieve for sure. Rory, the tournament itself is this sanctioned by, did you say, by a certain organization, the National Junior College Athletic Association?
Yep.
Wow.
So this one, it's an NJCAA event. So we have plaques that are handed out for the district. Those are provided by the region directors and those kinds of things. So it's not just the Jayhawk Conference for this. We've also got Northeastern Oklahoma is going to be here, and as well as, like I mentioned earlier, Arkansas Baptist. They're not in the Jayhawk Conference per se, but they are in that district for the wrestling tournament. So it's a couple different regions that'll be here. So the winners of here, there'll be, I think, around 30, 35 that will qualify to go to nationals from this tournament, or maybe even more than that, depending on how seeding goes and wild cards go, which is selected by coaches. But yeah, it's a big thing for us to be able to bring in this type of team. Particularly our team, we're ranked in the top 25. We're up to number 13 in the country. We've got the number 1 team coming in, which is Northeast Oklahoma. Barton County's ranked, Pratt's ranked. So we've got a good region with a lot of good competition coming in from this tournament. And it's going to be one of those things where we could have a lot of noise going into nationals, depending on how many qualifiers we have, and it'll make Northwest Tech proud. So,
where are the nationals for these teams?
Council Bluff, Iowa. They do it at the Mid-American Center right across the river from Omaha. So it's a really nice venue. It's been there the last 3-4 years, and we're really excited to go back there this year.
Coach, let's back up a little bit, talk a little bit about college wrestling. I have one of our regulars on this show, Ron Schelling, we call him the cow guy. He couldn't be here, but he had some specific questions he wanted me to ask you about the difference between high school wrestling and college wrestling. Not really a whole lot, with the exception of time, periods and so forth are a little different. Any other rules that you could tell us about?
So time, the first period's a little bit longer. It's going to be 3 minutes versus 2 minutes in the high school. Overtime is a little bit different as well too, but we're not going to get into all that confusion. The biggest other difference is some of the scoring. You can get 4 points for near fall, and you can get a point if you ride the guy a minute longer than he rides you. And in some ways it's a little bit more exciting, and they let wrestling go a little bit farther, because as long as something's inbounds, you're inbounds. So there's a little bit more action. There's a little bit more physicality in the college game as well.
When I hear the word Greco-Roman, that's more of an Olympic thing, isn't it, right? That's not a college wrestling.
You're right. Greco is one of the Olympic styles, as is freestyle wrestling, but we have some international guys here that would love, if you say freestyle, they'd be super excited to show you how far they can throw you. And they've helped our team a lot, and they've brought some notoriety and some interest to Northwest Tech wrestling. So it's really good to have some of those international guys here that wrestle those freestyle and Greco styles.
Tell us a little bit about your team. Who are some of the standouts that you think are going to do well in this tournament this weekend?
One thing that I'm really, really excited for about this weekend is, along with 3 of the top 13 teams in the country being here and 4 in the top 25, is at heavyweight, the number 1 and number 2 kids in the country are going to be here. Our heavyweight is currently ranked 2nd in the country. He's the highest returning All-American. And to be able to close out his career at Northwest Tech in the Max Jones against the number 1 kid in the country, hopefully in the finals Friday night, will be huge. And we'd love to get a big crowd here. I really do think that is going to be the national final, so it's going to be a preview for it. And we need to see where we are in certain situations against him and help us develop a game plan for nationals. I mean, we don't want to put too much pressure on our kids. This is really about just getting to nationals. We really don't care if they win a championship here. We want to get them up on the stand at at nationals and hopefully get back with a national champion with him. Our 33-pounder is ranked 3rd in the country as well. He's done a great job for us this year. He's 25-5 right now. He'll be facing probably an NEO kid that's ranked 4th in the country. So that's another marquee matchup for us, and to get it at home and is super exciting. And if these guys win the tournament, they will be seeded in the top 8 at nationals this year. They are seeding the national tournament, and so if you win your region or your district, you will be one of the top 8 seeds. So him getting that opportunity as well is going to be very important. We've got kids from all over. Austin Hernandez is a Goodland resident. Goodland kid, was a state place finisher for Joe Schromick and the Goodland Cowboys, and he's going to be wrestling. He's a sophomore as well. He's our second sophomore in that lineup. So we're hoping for a big tournament for him as he gets to wrestle in the Max Jones one more time.
How many weight classes are there? Is it the same as high school, or are there?
There'll be 10 weight classes competing, and with the quality and the number of teams that are going to be here, there's going to be close to a little over 50 bids coming out of here, because this is one of the toughest regions. Being a part of the Kansas and Region 6 Jayhawk Conference is one of the best conferences in the country, and so we're going to see some of the best guys here, and over 15 of them are ranked in the top 8 nationally that are going to be here this weekend.
Yep. Maybe a question for Rory. When he says that the Jayhawk Conference is one of the toughest in the nation, is that a credit to our region? You know how strong wrestling has been for our school here in Goodland, Colby, even across the border in Burlington. Wrestling has been really strong here in this area. Could that be why this is so popular and that's Jayhawk League?
Yeah, obviously, going back to Goodland High School, obviously competing in 4A, state tournaments and those kinds of things. There's a lot of Kansas kids that are good wrestlers and that are on some of these teams. We got Simon Bassett's down at Pratt, and then a couple kids over in Colby that are pretty good as well. But they're all over the state. I mean, you talk about guys that are around here. We've got some from Alabama. I mean, up here as well. But the region itself has a lot of talent, and the way they can bring in students, not only just us internationally or whatever, but all the other teams are able to bring in a lot of good quality wrestlers, especially down in Oklahoma. They've got a lot of guys there that are stepping up, and a lot of them move on to D1 schools. We've got a couple that'll probably be going D1, if not D2 and NAIA stuff. But the quality that other coaches can recruit as well, other than Mike Sabali. But, I mean, the quality that we can get in our region is probably one of the top in the country. And so with what we're bringing out of here, it makes a lot of noise for Jayhawk Conference, region stuff, districts, those kinds of things. And so that's something that I know directors up at the region level, Bryce Roderick, some of those guys, that they appreciate the quality that we can bring in and year out. So
Simon Bassett, is he a Goodland kid? And he's wrestling at Pratt?
Yes.
So that's got to be an interesting situation for him to come back home to his home court to wrestle in this tournament. He's probably pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I would imagine so, and it's good to see that Goodland High School is being represented in this tournament well. It's not just other students from other colleges coming back, but the way that we can represent, we've got 2 guys on our team as well as Simon coming back, so some Goodland High School alums that are going to be in this tournament. So,
wow, fantastic. We were admiring the programs that you've had made up, just extremely professional, full color, beautiful paper. Tell us about how this came about. A local Goodland resident, past Goodland resident, made these, right?
Yep. So we had Kate Absher, formerly Kate Acuff, was obviously relation. So I knew of her business that she has out in Denver, and she was able to put together a program. We gave her a list of all of our sponsors. We were able to collect all the rosters from the other teams, coaches, rankings from the national level, and she put together a pretty good spread of what people are going to be able to see at the program, at the event, and in the program itself. It's one of those things where we want to put on, it's the first time we're going to host, so we're obviously going to try to do things the best that we can. And so we didn't want to really sell it short. We want to go this is the first time that some of our commissioners are going to be in town, and we wanted to do it right. So that was along with getting the hotel information to all the athletic directors, all the restaurants information, going out around town, telling them like, hey, we're going to have a lot of people in town, so be prepared for this. I know hotels have pretty much sold out, I think, this weekend, as well as next weekend for the high school tournament. So it's one of those things where we didn't want to do anything less than what's expected of Northwest Tech. So we wanted to be above and beyond expectations, and we got it going. And Kate did a great job putting together the program. She also did our pass designs, T-shirt designs that CGT is going to be selling at the event. So it was one of those things where we knew someone local, and we wanted to keep business with some people that we know, and so that's how that came about.
We were talking about local Goodland wrestlers. You mentioned Austin Hernandez on the Northwest Tech team, but Tristan Cooper is also a member. And you told us at Rotary here a few weeks ago that Tristan got a chance to wrestle in a pretty good match with a highly ranked wrestler, I think. Did you tell us that?
Yeah, Tristan's done a great job for us this year. I'm not sure he's going to be ready for the regionals. He got rolled up on his knee a little bit ago, and but Tristan's a great kid. He's everything we want in a student athlete here, and that's the important thing. Is we're we want to win, but we want to have the right people on campus, and we want to have the right people being a part of this. And you ask Tristan to do anything, he's going to do it with a smile, and he's going to work hard, and he's going to have fun. And that's what we want to do. We want to work hard, and we want to have fun. And Tristan's really a great example of what we want around here.
Very good. Jeff, grab the mic and sit down here. I want to get some commentary from you on this.
On my wrestling career?
You're kind of you got some wrestlers in your family.
Oh, that's wrestling. Yeah, cousins, sons. Yes.
And
yeah.
And I know you're a huge fan of the Max Jones Fieldhouse. So
yes. Yeah.
You put the two together. What a great.
My neighbor is Rocky Welton, so I got in some wrestling matches with Rocky Welton.
I bet Coach Sabali's even heard of Rocky Welton. So this the Max Jones Fieldhouse is just looks like it was built yesterday. 50 years old, and it's set for some great tournaments here in the next couple of weeks. Coach, do you anticipate any families of some of these wrestlers being able to make it back to see some of the kids wrestle?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a huge crowd here. I mean, it's going to be close to 90 wrestlers with the 10 teams. Some teams aren't full, and I think there's going to be a lot of families here. And just like Rory had said, the hotels have pretty much all filled up. I know 5 or 6 of my kids' families will be here, and Colby's just down the road, and I know Barton's talking about that, and NEO, and so I think we're gonna see that arena really full. Whenever there's a wrestling tournament over there at the Max Jones, I love it. That floor looks so much better with wrestling mats on it, and the whole stands are filled up. I mean, I think the next time they renovate that place, they should just put wrestling mats out there.
Just everywhere, huh?
Yeah, just everywhere.
There you go. Yes.
Did you have a comment?
No.
I thought you had a comment.
No.
My family's a basketball family, and I was over there the other day when the Mavericks were warming up and with the other team on the other end, and that to me is extremely impressive too. And we should mention some of the other athletic teams that you have here. Give that mic back to Mr. Shears.
You got the new softball program.
Yeah,
up and going.
It's coming along well.
I get to watch the construction of that thing. So.
I bet you do. Yeah, you got a pretty good view of it.
Pretty good view out the front window. Yeah.
Do they play softball this season, or will it be the beginning?
Yes, they've already started. Actually, we're 1-1 on the season right now.
Wow.
They had played against Otero this last weekend, split games, and second round of their games got canceled due to weather. But all in all, they're starting out well. Got quite a few home runs already out the gate.
Going to be hard to play here for a little while.
It will be. I tell you what, we're supposed to have a home opener at the end of this month.
Oh,
we're sweating bullets. We got to get the.
We
still have the dugouts to finish up, and then scoreboards will be coming in just a little bit late. They'll miss the first
snow
few
removal.
games, but
and
snow removal. Boy,
that might be a deal.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Could they play softball in the Max? I mean, there's no way.
That's called wiffle ball, and no.
It'd be a little tight. But, Coach Sabali was talking about being a great wrestling venue, and it's a great basketball venue.
It is. So all the improvements that we made in the last couple of years, right? And then this last bit of improvements, they just improved the sound system over there. And I noticed that they're not at the basketball game. Rory got a good job of trying out were you DJing for the game, or was that up to Showalter to do that? That Showalter? Yeah. The sound system got a pretty good workout. So
it sounds good. It was a great upgrade.
Yeah. So it'll be exciting. We'll be looking forward to cars parked in front of my house. Yeah. So it's what usually happens when the field house fills up. I can tell. So
we talked about wrestling, softball, basketball. Of course, you get soccer programs during the fall. Anything else in the spring? You have field, track and field.
We have track and field, yeah. Have cross country during the fall, and I think one of the fun things with Northwest Tech athletics is that regardless of which program it is, we're doing a really great job in competing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be exciting. I know this was mentioned already, but our ability to get into the Jayhawk Conference was really a huge deal, because what that allows us to do is keep most of our travel in the state of Kansas, and there's probably four major regions in the country for athletics, and arguably, depending on the sport, Kansas is right there at the top. So fantastic, no matter what sport you pick. So
I was never an athlete. I was in band. Do you think you could start a marching band program? During the soccer matches or something? Nah, maybe not.
Yeah, no, maybe not. Yeah.
Well, it's very exciting, this tournament. Rory, what do you think? Where do you go from here? Do you have any opportunities for basketball in the future for this kind of a tournament, or a regional or whatever? Or are those held in specific places every year?
A lot of the time they're held in sometimes returning champions home facilities. So recently, I think it was Hutch last year hosted, and then depending on regionals, it could be Hutch. Every year, sometimes we'll get a national event as well. Track and field seems to be down there. Butler's another big one. So some of those schools will host a lot of other events. As far as wrestling goes, this will be on a rotation basis now. So we're looking to we should be in the next 8 years hosting again, and then it'll be pretty much every decade basically we'll be hosting this tournament. So,
well, the Max Jones Fieldhouse will
be there. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
When it comes to postseason stuff too, a couple neat things that happen. When we were an independent school that was not tied into a conference, our ability to host any postseason was not a possibility, because we were always locked in at a seed that wouldn't allow us to host. Now we get to actually compete for a seed and compete for a spot to be able to host and bring some of these games and tournaments here to Goodland. So that's going to be a really great opportunity for us in the long term, and that'll go no matter which sport it is.
Of course, and being in the Jayhawk Conference will allow you to, your games will be a lot more. All your competitions will be a lot more regular, right?
Absolutely,
Like, I don't
it's built
know how
out,
wrestling will work, but I know like basketball is like Mondays and Saturdays, something like that, right?
Yeah, they're locked in. Right. And our big hope, I've got my good buddy Seth, who's the president over there at Colby, and I'm already talking trash with him in preparation for this next year. So we're hoping to build up another good rivalry on the college side now between Northwest Tech and Colby, and see what we can do on the athletics.
Yeah, that's one of the exciting things about being in this Jayhawk League is having that Goodland-Colby rivalry move over to the college level, although the basketball teams played Colby a little bit over the years, but it means more to be in the same league.
Well, and we love the fact you don't have to travel as far either.
Yeah, that's right. You really cut down on the travel quite a bit. We happened to be in southwest or southeast Kansas last week ago or a couple weeks ago, and you were wrestling. I think the wrestlers down at Neosho, right? Is that where they were at?
Yeah, last weekend or
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, we were down. We wrestled in the Neosho on Friday night, and then we went to Parsons and wrestled Labette Saturday and Iowa Western. So we were down that way, and
so we were traveling down a little 2-lane road, and all of a sudden the bus went by us, and we were just shocked.
Hey, don't say that. My bosses are right here. We were going careful. We were driving safely.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It looked very, very good. So my boys were just more thrilled if they actually saw the Northwest Tech bus go by on the highway. So anyway,
yeah, I think that's. We see teams driving through here all the time from other schools. I wonder what the rest of the state thinks when they see that Northwest Tech van driving through their area.
It was impressive.
That bus is a beautiful bus. It was a nice addition, and I'm super. I want to say we're super excited about hosting this tournament again, and along with giving credit to Rory and Ben for what they did to put this out. We wouldn't have been able to get this off the ground as quickly and as well as we did without some sponsors to help us, offset some of the costs with the officials and, Holiday Inn being willing to step up to be the official hotel of this tournament. Short and Son, they always are willing to step up and help, and they donated and were our sponsor. The Goodland High School Wrestling Program, of course, helping out. First National Bank, Bank West, Western State, Eckland, the insurance agency, Taco John's, McBee's, Gambino's, S&M, S&T, Cederman CPA, American Best Value, and American Family Insurance. I wanted to get all those guys in because they helped out, and
You bet.
they've donated some money to help us get this off the ground. And there's a lot of things that go into this, having to get the awards at the last second, finding the officials. We put this down together in the last 2 months, so it's been a sprint to the finish, and a lot of people stepped up in this community, and that's a great thing. And that's one of the best things about hosting this tournament and having athletics is the connections that we can get to that community. So we're really excited about that, and we're excited about them reaching out and helping us get this off the ground.
All right, just got a couple of minutes left. Rory, give us a timetable for the tournament. When does it start? Admission charges and things like that?
So we'll start off 6:45 is going to be skin checks for the wrestler, 7:45, and then weigh-ins to follow that. And then their actual wrestling will start off at 10 a.m. Admission is going to be $10 for the whole day. And then if you just want to come for finals, which will start about 6, we're going to change that over about 4 o'clock, so it's $5 to get in if you just want to come and see the championship wrestling matches. And then we'll also have everything broadcasted online. Mr. First over at the high school is willing to set up the cameras that are in the max. He's going to help set up the live stream as well as our CGT department running that, so everybody can log in online. It should be on YouTube.
Log on to where? Oh, sorry.
It should be on YouTube. I know we're trying to figure out a couple kinks with our Facebook page because we obviously have a lot of followers on Facebook. So we're going to try to get it on both of those, but we'll have a link posted as well so everybody knows where to log into. CGT, with Kate making the shirt designs, we're going to be selling T-shirts for $10 a piece as well throughout the day. They're going to be over in that East concession stand room. Selling T-shirts, making them. They should be making them there as well. We're going to have our sublimation machine in, being able to print T-shirts right then and there for everybody. We'll have programs for sale for $3 a piece, and then we've got everything going on. So at 10 o'clock will kick off. Goodland Wrestling Club is going to be doing the West concession stand, so they'll be in there. CSI is going to be selling some pork carnitas and some donuts for those. The Goodland Ambassadors are helping out as well. So we kind of set it up basically like Topside, how it operates. So they're going to be having a hospitality room for our officials, coaches, wrestlers, whatever, all the table workers. Aaron Dewell is helping out with all the computer stuff and the scoring and all of that. So we've got a lot of help from the community. But yeah, 10 o'clock is going to be kickoff for wrestling, and we'll be going till probably 7:30 at night. So all day
Great.
at the max.
Yeah.
Mr. Shears, one final word from you as we were about to wrap up here. Thanks for having us, first of all.
Glad you're here.
And we'll be back again.
Come over
in the
anytime.
next year or so. But from you, an official welcome to everybody to town, and come enjoy a fantastic tournament here.
Absolutely. I think for our community members, definitely take the time, come out. You want to see some awesome wrestling, this is a great chance to do it. A lot of these kids that are going to be wrestling in this particular tournament, you're going to get a chance to watch when they go on for Division I competition over the next couple of years as they move up to the university level. So great sneak peek at some future amazing wrestlers. And of course, coming out to support the MAPs. I mean, that's what it's about for us, is getting our community out here to support us, cheer us on. Our kids are going to do some good stuff in this tournament. I have no doubt about it.
Jeff, good opportunity for some young kids to come see some great wrestling, right?
Yeah. That's the college athletics are fun to watch. I mean, not that high school aren't fun to watch, but colleges, that next level up.
Level, yes.
This the whole next level up
Really
is an amazing thing to watch. And next, I encourage everybody to come out and see it. So,
Well, thanks, gentlemen, for being here. Coach Sabali.
Thank you.
Athletic Director Kling and President Shears. And you, Jeff.
well, thank you.
Appreciate you being here. as
We
well.
hope the chick is on their community service.
That's right. well, hopefully we'll have her back next week here on Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick, coming to you from Northwest Tech at the Student Union as we get ready for the big wrestling tournament coming up this Saturday, Max Jones Fieldhouse here in Goodland, Kansas. Come on out and see some great wrestling. Our show's been brought to you by Northwest Tech, the insurance agency, Elliott's Home Furnishings, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, and Eklund Insurance, LLC, here on Eagle Cable Channel 10, KLOE AM Radio, and streaming from our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook at Martin, Jeff, and the Farm Chick. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again next week.